Welcome back to the Something in the Wilderness podcast. Tonight, we're here for a very special occasion. For the podcast, it's the second annual Andrew McMahon Trivia Game, including former guests and Andrew fans. But for the bigger picture, we're raising money for the Dear Jack Foundation. Andrew McMahon created a foundation to help support adolescents and young adults that have been diagnosed with cancer. The foundation hosts an annual $300K challenge for anyone that wants to get involved. Fundraisers use creative ideas such as auctioning off merch and handmade crafts, partnering with local businesses, or events like this very trivia game tonight to raise money. So tonight, our trivia contestants each made a donation to Team October's campaign for the Dear Jack Foundation, which I truly appreciate. Thank you, guys. So without further ado, let's introduce everybody. I want to welcome back Sam, our trivia host first from the Pub Trivia podcast. Sam joined me on the show to talk about Cecilia and the Satellite and Crashin' last year. So Sam, welcome back and thank you for hosting tonight.
Great to be here, Steve.
We all do our part in this cause, and Sam is no exception. So Sam puts a lot of work into writing these questions, and he's a busy teacher and has a family. So just want to say how much I appreciate all the time and effort he's donated to this event each year for a good cause. Next up, we have our three contestants. First up, I want to introduce our returning champion, Kyle. Welcome back to the podcast and this trivia game, Kyle.
Thanks, Steve. Always glad to be here.
Yeah, last year, Kyle discussed two different songs, or actually the last 2 years, Kyle was on the show and he discussed two different songs. So he discussed Orphans the first time and VHS, and he has two musical projects, Patterns in Traffic and Harsh Lights, which I recommend. He actually recorded a cover of Orphans specifically for the show a couple of years back, so I'd highly recommend checking that out and his music. Next up, we have Kristen. Welcome back, Kristen.
Hello. Good to be on the show again, and good to be on the trivia for the first time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Kristen was on the show earlier this year to discuss Bruised with me. She also created a compilation YouTube video last December of all the New Friends tour shows and included a segment from each of the tour stops, specifically highlighting the guests that Andrew brought on stage from each set. Kristen, how long did that project take you to put all that together?
A very long time. But as I had talked about in the episode that I did with you on Bruised, I had COVID and my husband was traveling and I couldn't work and I was just home and bored. So it was a good project to kind of just throw my time and energy. But between tracking down the videos to get every single karaoke singer and editing it all together, I don't know. I probably put in a full day's work on it every day for probably about 10 days.
Wow. Well, it's impressive. Thanks for doing that.
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but
no, I know it's a lot of work. I dabble in video editing. It is a lot of work. It takes a long time. Kristen's also working on her PhD and is a dog mom of 2, and her dogs have their own Instagram account. And last time Kristen and I talked, I told her that my dog is not a good dog and would not have her own Instagram account. But fortunately, the status has changed. She's a good dog now. Maybe she'll get her own Instagram account one day.
Yeah, hope to see her on there so my dogs can follow your dog.
Yeah. So last but not least, we have Rachel, and Rachel was one of our most recent guests. And we talked about Built to Last together. And so welcome back, Rachel.
Yeah, good to see you guys again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. And speaking of Built to Last, Rachel did the Marine Corps Marathon for Dear Jack fundraising over the weekend. So I know you've had a busy, crazy weekend and you're involved in all kinds of things. So how did that go?
It went really well. I didn't finish, which I, can't say is terribly surprising for a first-time marathoner.
Sure.
But it was a really amazing experience and made me want to go back to do it next year.
Awesome. Well, thanks for raising money for Dear Jack. And it's awesome that you're pushing yourself to try these different things. And we talked on the show before when you were on about all the different things that you've done to kind of push your limits. And that's pretty cool. Quite an accomplishment. So from here, I'm going to turn it over to our trivia host, Sam, now to explain what we're doing here. Contestants, we're playing for a homemade something corporate out of office notepad with all 5 of the original band members' signatures that I collected over 2 nights of the out of office tour. We also have 2 signed posters. One's from the New Friends tour, one's from the Upside Down Flowers tour. One of those posters will also go to the winner, while the other poster will go to second place. And we're not going to let anybody leave here empty-handed. For the third place contestant, I'm going to send them a crochet duck. My daughter makes crochet ducks, and that's what she contributed to fundraising for this year. And we do have one for the third place person. So, all right, Sam, that's what I've got. It's all yours. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah. And I got one of those ducks last year, and it was pretty sweet. My daughter took it, so I don't know where it is at the moment, but she really liked it. I was going to put it on my desk. She really liked it. She ended up having it. It became her duck. I wish I could find it.
That's fair. It's probably in the right place.
It was pretty awesome. It looked like the duck that he would crowd surf on. Anyway, my name is Sam. I am the host of the Pub Trivia Group podcast. It's a almost weekly podcast and monthly live YouTube-based game. If you feel like playing pub trivia but don't feel like leaving the house. I love trivia. I love Andrew McMahon's music. I've been listening to it since, the early Something Corporate days, 2002-ish, when I was in 8th grade. And you know what? I can't put a lot of Something Corporate, Jack's Mannequin, Wilderness questions into those games because it's a little bit too niche for the audience that I have. But he's my all-time favorite artist. I found Steve's podcast. I was like, hey, Steve, you're looking for fundraising opportunities. What if we did a little collabo? And I am so psyched that he said yes. So for the second year in a row, we're going to do trivia, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time. So for this game, I have 3 rounds, and each of the rounds completely different. So round number 1, let's just get right into it. Round number 1, I'm calling the sing-along. This should be a fun round to get us started. I'll admit it's not worth the most points. So if you struggle with this one, don't worry. You're not going to be knocked out of the game. The way the sing-along works is you each will be presented with 3 unfinished lines from Something Corporate, Jack's Mannequin, and Wilderness lyrics. Now, you don't have to sing, but you do need to finish the lyric. Now, the order in which I will ask you is going to be the order that Steve told me your names. So that order is Rachel, Kyle, and Kristen. All right. Rachel, are you ready for your first of 3 songs?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do this. Song number 1 is She Paints Me Blue. The lyric is, Atlanta started raining on me and teenage love was underground. You need to tell me the next 5 words.
Tonight will break the surface.
You are so close, and I'm going to give it to you. It is Tonight I'll Break the Surface. But that is a point. Well done. Well done, Rachel. Starting things off strong. Kyle, it's your turn next. And your song, 21 and Invincible. The lyric goes, and it's been autumn since the day that I met you. What are the next 9 words?
Ooh, I can definitely sing this in my head. I feel like I know the line. I know the line after the line you're asking. I'm trying to think of the line right after this one. I can think of the melody, but I don't think I have the words on this one.
That is okay. The next 9 words are, if I hit bottom, must I crawl out alone?
I can confidently say I did not know those lyrics, but I definitely know how he sings them.
Yeah. It was one of my AIM away messages once, I'm pretty sure. Had to have been. All right. Let's keep things moving. Kristen, your song, I Want to Save You. Your line is, dressed by dawn and out the door, no lights.
I've memorized the floor so I can. Oh, wait, only 4 words? Am I good?
4 words.
No lights. I've memorized the floor so I can leave. I think I'm beyond 4, right?
You're way beyond 4.
Okay.
So same thing. Right. Same thing as Rachel. You are so close. The line is she memorized the floor. But I'm going to count it. I'm going to count it for the same reason I counted Rachel's. So well done. You get your point. Rachel, we're back to you for your second song. We're now in the Jax era of this round. Song number 4, Drop Out the So Unknown. The line goes, and your eyes were lined with questions, with blood rushing to waste. What are the next 9 words?
And I'll take this feeling with me to my grave. Yeah, final answer.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. To take this feeling with us to our graves. Well done, Rachel. You are 2 for 2. Excellent start. Kyle, we are back to you. Song number 5, My Racing Thoughts. Your line is, I think I'm running low on inspiration. What are the next 6 words?
I believe it's she's running short on borrowed time.
You are so close. The same way that I was a little lenient with the other 2, I'm going to be lenient with you. She's running long on borrowed time. But excellent job. You are on the board, Kyle. Well done. Kristen, back to you for song number 6, La La Lie. This one, it was one of Steve's podcast episodes that made me realize how awesome of a line this was. So shout out Steve for this one. The line goes, so guess what I'm done? Drawing your pictures. What are the next 14 words? Sorry, long one there, but what are the next 14 words?
Oh no. I feel like I'm gonna miss. I always feel like I mix up the verses if I don't have the whole song at once. Drawing your pictures. Job at the bank. Proving money's not. Is that the wrong verse? Oh no. I feel like I have the wrong verse, but I can't get the right one in my head. Drawing your picture. Wait, hold on. I'm far too unstable to settle. I think that the doctor was wrong. So wait by a palm tree. I don't know. I might be wrong.
It's the other one. It's I'm dulling the day. I'm dulling the day with a drink in the parking. I'm dulling the day with a drink in a parking garage by the theater.
The only one I didn't try.
It's okay. That's a tricky one. That is a tricky one. All right, Rachel, your final one for this round. Song number 7. We are into the wilderness era. And this is the song that I always kind of mess up with the pronunciation. Synesthesia? Can someone help me out here? I should have picked a different song. Oh, man. I should have picked a different song. I knew I couldn't say this one correctly. All right. Anyway, the lyric goes, I see colors when I hear your voice. Rachel, what are those next 8 words?
Grab your wings. They're putting gravity on trial.
Well done. You're 3 for 3, Rachel. Well done. All right, Kyle, back to you. Song number 8, Black and White Movies. Your line is, you were there at dawn with a wetsuit on. That's the picture in my mind. All right, Kyle, what are the next 14 words?
That's a good one. I think there's something about bonfire ash and something left behind, but I definitely don't know all 14 words. I think those are a few of them, but I'm not going to have the whole thing.
You are right on. You are right on. It is now the waves still crash on the bonfire ash that the tourists leave behind. So you're close, but I'm sorry, we can't count it. All right, we got one more. And it's from Paper Rain. Kristen, your line is, and I see clouds where the mountains meet. Okay, this is a tricky one. What are the next 12 words?
Is it lake is fake as a showgirl's eyelashes.
That's another great line, but no, it is not. The line is, and I just thought that this line was really cool. I knew that this one was going to be hard. I just thought it was cool. So, and I see clouds where the mountains meet, the valley floor where the neon soars like a hand to heaven. But well done overall. So that is the close of round number 1. Rachel taking the lead, 3 points. Kyle and Kristen each with 1. Coming up, we got round number 2, 1 to 10. Kinda. If you listen to the trivia episode from last year, it's similar, but it's different. So don't expect the exact same thing. Hear me out. This is how it works. And actually, the meat of this game's points are in this round. So I'm going to ask you to make 10 lists, which correspond with the numbers 1 to 10. For example, for the number 3, I could ask you to list 3 Wilderness albums. Just 3. You wouldn't need to list all 4. We all know that there's 4, right? You're all super fans. We know that there's 4, but if I ask you to list 3 Wilderness albums, you just need to list 3. Now, you'll get 1 point for every correct answer you put down, and you cannot make more guesses than the corresponding number. To use 3 again as an example, if 3 is the number, and I ask you to list 3 Wilderness albums, you can't make more than 3 guesses. Even if you're just showing off, you can't make more than 3 guesses. Now, once I reveal the list, I'm going to give you all 10 minutes to identify as many answers as possible. So you're going to want to find a nice quiet space. Our contestants will want to find a nice quiet space to write down the answers, email them to me before the 10 minutes are up. Those of you playing at home, you might want a piece of paper. You might want a pen. You might want to pause this. Here are the lists. And for those of you playing along at home, there is a visual reference in the show notes. So, number 1, I want you to list 1 brand name Andrew mentioned he was wearing within Everything in Transit. For number 2, I want you to list 2 songs within the Andrew catalog that mention Katie by name. For list 3, list 3 songs on Tilt at the Wind No More with titles composed of exactly 2 words. For number 4, list 4 songs from Something Corporate's Galaxy Sessions, which were re-recorded for a future album or compilation. Number 5, list 5 states Andrew mentioned he lived in within 3 pianos. Number 6, list 6 Wilderness songs which start with the letter S. Number 7, list 7 songs from Ready Break that were not re-recorded for a future album or compilation. Number 8, list 8 studio recorded cover songs performed by Andrew or any of his bands. Number 9, list 9 songs from any of Andrew's bands which start with the letter C. And number 10, list 10 songs on the 2005 release of Everything in Transit that were not considered bonus tracks. All right, if you are listening at home and you want to play along, I highly suggest that you press pause right now. If you want a visual of those categories I just listed off, check the show notes and you'll find a visual there. Lists everything for you. Might make it a little bit easier for you then to think. All right, pause now and press play when you're ready for the answers to be revealed. Let's do this. All right, everybody. Send me those emails.
That was tough. Could have spent another 10 minutes probably.
Yeah, like that's how categories is, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I feel like I could have gotten there with some of these if I had like 5-10 more minutes.
well, Kristen, I'm
But
looking at
no,
yours
it's
right
not.
now, and it's pretty good.
I feel like I missed an entire category. I think I put 1 for one of them because I couldn't get there that fast.
All right, everyone. I hope you had fun pausing. Hope you were able to write down as many of these as possible or make a mental note, however you did it. So, list number 1 List one brand name Andrew mentioned he was wearing within everything in transit. That would be the Chuck Taylors that he laced in Bruised. List number two, list two songs that mention Katie by name. Well, the two I have, and you know what? You can yell at me if I'm missing something, but the two I have, There, There, Katie and Ohio. Okay, number three songs on Tilt at the Wind No More with titles composed of exactly two words. That would be New Friends, Little Disaster, and Last Rites. Number four songs from Something Corporate's Galaxy Sessions, which were re-recorded for a future album or compilation. That would be If You See Jordan, Letters to Noel, Wait, and then Heroine, or if you wrote Punk Rock Princess, we'll count it. Okay, number five, list 5 states Andrew mentioned he's lived in within 3 pianos: Massachusetts, New Jersey, Illinois, Ohio, and California. Number 6 wilderness songs which start with the letter S. I'm going to have to get one of you to help me with this one again. Synesthesia? Synesthesia. I don't even think I got it then. I shouldn't have put this into the game twice if I can't even say it. Synesthesia, See Her on the Weekend, Shelter Breaks. I don't know if I knew that one existed, but Shelter Breaks, So Close, Shot Out of a Cannon, Skywriting, Stars, Submarine, and then Smoke and Ribbons. Okay, 7, list 7 songs from Ready Break that were not re-recorded for a future album or compilation: Mulligan Goes to War, Plucked, When It Goes Down, Babies of the 80s, If I Die, Ben Franklin's Kite, and Inside the Pocket. 8 studio recorded cover songs performed by Andrew or any of his bands. We have Bob Dylan's Just Like a Woman. We have Bjork did Unravel. John Lennon's God. Bob Dylan again, his Mr. Tambourine Man. We had one that was done by a lot of people, including Ella Fitzgerald, What Are You Doing on New Year's Eve? Casey Musgrave's Slow Burn. America's Sister Golden Hair. And then Empire of the Sun, it was in a studio, but it was like a live in studio, Walkin' on a Dream. Okay, number 9, list 9 songs from any of Andrew's bands which start with the letter C: Kavanaugh Park, Caldecott Tunnel, Caves, Casting Lines, Cell Phone, Catching Cold, Canyon Moon, Cecilia and the Satellite, and Careless. And then number 10 songs on the 2005 release of Everything in Transit that were not considered bonus tracks. That would be Holiday from Real, the mixtape, Bruised, I'm Ready, La La Lie, Dark Blue, Miss Delaney, Kill the Messenger, Rescued, and MFEO, Made for Each Other. So well done to our contestants. Again, they were limited to just 10 minutes to come up with as many of these as possible. Rachel came up with 21, which increased her score to 24. Kristen came up with 25, increasing her score to 26. And then Kyle came up with a whopping 35, which increases his score to 36 and takes him to the lead. Well done to all 3 contestants. I got one final round for y'all. And that is round number 3. I'm going to call this one People Running Around Within Various Andrew Lyrics. So this round contains 10 short answer items where the answers are people or groups of people who have been mentioned by name in various lyrics across Andrew McMahon's catalog. These people in groups, they can be celebrities, historical figures, biblical figures, or fictional characters. I will note, none of these people are primarily famous for their relationship with Andrew McMahon, such as family or bandmates, none of that. We are looking for celebrities, historical figures, biblical figures, or fictional characters. So the way this one's going to work, I got 10 trivia items. You can kind of use the Andrew McMahon catalog as your little answer bank, or as your big answer bank. Actually hasn't mentioned too many people by name. Here we go. Here are the items. Item number 1. This U.S. president was so fond of jelly beans that he had 3.5 tons of red, white, and blue Jelly Bellies at his inauguration. Okay, number 2. In season 3 of The Office, for the entertainment at Phyllis's bachelorette party, Jim booked an impersonator of this 18th century figure who Michael thought was once president. Okay, number 3. According to Paul McCartney, Back in the USSR was a parody of both Back in the USA by Chuck Berry and a 1965 song which features the lyrics, quote, "The Midwest farmers' daughters really make you feel all right, and the northern girls with the way they kiss, they keep their boyfriends warm at night." Name the group responsible for that 1965 song. Number 4. According to the Book of John, this person was resurrected by Jesus 4 days after his death. Number 5. This U.S. president narrowly won the office, perhaps because of how comfortable he looked in the country's first ever televised presidential debate. All right, number 6. Jim Caviezel portrayed this prominent figure in 2004. Number 7. This character was portrayed by Stephen Fry in 2010 and 2016 in Tim Burton's adaptation of a famed 19th century children's novel. Number 8. This band formed in Mesa, Arizona in 1993. To date, their highest charting single was a 2001 hit, which reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 9. This band formed in Coral Springs, Florida in 1997. To date, their highest charting single was a 2002 hit, which reached number 85 on the Billboard Hot 100. And number 10. Alive from 1922 to 2019, this singer and actress recorded hundreds of songs and starred in numerous films, including 1956's The Man Who Knew Too Much, where she starred opposite of James Stewart. She since went on to star in her own sitcom, for which she was the namesake, from 1968 to 1973. All right, everybody at home. Pause now if you'd like a little bit more time to think about these. Again, the answers to all of these have found their way into Andrew McMahon lyrics. We are going to go over those again, but then we are going to reveal the answers. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We got them all in. Our contestants have turned in their answers. I know which ones they got right. I know which ones they got wrong, but they don't know yet. Those of you guessing along at home, play along with us. It'll be fun. All right, number 1. This U.S. president was so fond of jelly beans that he had 3.5 tons of red, white, and blue Jelly Bellies at his inauguration. So that president was mentioned in, it's going to probably give it away when I say the song, that president was mentioned in Babies of the 80s. Contestants, who was it?
Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan is correct. Well done. Okay, number 2, in season 3 of The Office, for the entertainment at Phyllis's bachelorette party, Jim booked an impersonator of this 18th century figure who Michael thought was once president. Now, I can't tell you which song it's from because that would just way give it away, but it's a something corporate song. Rachel, what is it?
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is
Kite.
correct. From Ben Franklin's Kite. Well done. All right, number 3. According to Paul McCartney, Back in the USSR was a parody of both Back in the USA by Chuck Berry and a 1965 song which features the following lyrics: "The Midwest farmers' daughters really make you feel all right, and the Northern girls, with the way they kiss, they keep their boyfriends warm at night." Name the group responsible for that 1965 song.
The Beach Boys.
Yeah, the Beach Boys. They were mentioned in Miss Delaney. Well done. Well done. All right, number 4. According to the book of John, this person was resurrected by Jesus 4 days after his death. This one was in Goodnight Rock and Roll. Do we know who this is?
Was it Lazarus?
Lazarus is correct. Well done. Well done. Kristen, you're on fire so far.
I honestly didn't remember the song, but I went to Catholic school, so.
There you go. There you go. All right, number 5. This U.S. president narrowly won the office, perhaps because of how comfortable he looked in the country's first ever televised presidential debate.
JFK.
JFK is correct, from the song Last Straw. Well done. Okay, number 6, and I don't think any of you got this one right. Number 6, Jim Caviezel portrayed this prominent figure in 2004. Yeah, so the song I'm talking about, Canyon Moon, Andrew talks about a dashboard version of this figure. Is dashboard Jesus? The answer is Jesus. Jim Caviezel played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. It's very awkward trying to think of a good trivia item where the answer is Jesus. Like, I don't know what you are supposed to do. Like, walked on water? Like, that would give it away. So, I don't know. I had to dig into The Passion of the Christ well. Anyway, y'all got that one wrong. Okay, number 7. This character was portrayed by Stephen Fry in 2010 and 2016 in Tim Burton's adaptation of a famed 19th century children's novel.
The Cheshire Cat?
Yes, the Cheshire Cat. We are referring to the song Walking By. All right, number 8. This band formed in Mesa, Arizona in 1993. To date, their highest charting single was a 2001 hit, which reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song is Constantine. What do we got, Kyle?
Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World. Well done. Now, to try to make things confusing, I put it right next to item number 9, which has a band formed also in the 90s and had their highest charting single in the early 2000s. So this band formed in Coral Springs, Florida in 1997. To date, their highest charting single was a 2002 hit, which reached number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Who am I talking about?
Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory, mentioned in the song I Want to Save You. All right, one more for you. Number 10. Alive from 1922 to 2019, this singer and actress recorded hundreds of songs and starred in numerous films, including 1956's The Man Who Knew Too Much, where she starred opposite of James Stewart. She went on to star in her own sitcom, for which she was the namesake, from 1968 to 1973. Yes, she starred in probably a lot of black and white movies, but that's not the song we're looking for. The song we're looking for is a Jack's B-side I don't want to name yet because that would give it away. But does anyone know who I am talking about?
Doris Day.
Doris Day is correct. Well done. Well done. You did pretty good on that round. Kristen, you did amazing on that round. 9 points. Rachel with 5, Kyle with 3. Now, the final standings, drum roll. All right, those were the 3 rounds. The final standings, in third place with 29 points, that would be Rachel In second place with 35 points, that would be Kristen. In first place with 39 points, just cleaned house on the 1 to 10 round. It helps that he's the one returning contestant from last year. Kyle, you rocked that round. You are the champion with 39 points. Congratulations.
Thank you. That last round didn't help me out too much, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah, the JFK thing, I just get, please let me be the dorky history teacher that I am. I want to point out some really cool stuff about the JFK thing. So that presidential debate between Kennedy and Nixon, Kennedy would win that election probably because people saw them on TV and, like, let's face it, JFK, very good looking dude. He took the advice of the TV studio people. He wore the stage makeup. He wore colors that sort of went well with the backdrop. Nixon looked tired. JFK took a nap prior to things. Nixon had like a limp or something because of his knee. I forget what it was, but JFK looked great as always. And people watching on TV believed that JFK won that debate. People who listened on the radio believed the opposite. They thought Nixon won. But enough people saw it on TV. JFK wins that election with 49.72% of the popular vote to Nixon's 49.55%. So razor sharp margins. Also, first election after Alaska and Hawaii became states. And the last election before we let Washington, D.C. participate in the Electoral College. So that election notable for a lot of different things. But guys, I thank you so much for playing. Thank you, everyone at home. Thank you so much for listening along. Again, this is Sam from the Pub Trivia Group podcast. If you like trivia, maybe give me a look. But anyway, Steve, I want to turn things back to you. Thank you again so much for letting me hang out with you tonight, Steve.
Thank you, Sam, for hosting as you've done the last, tonight was great. Last year was great. Hey, nice job to all the contestants. You guys impress me. Each year we've done this. I'm looking at the questions and I'm like, wow, they know a lot of Andrew trivia, and people think because I do an Andrew trivia podcast that I know every single one of these answers, and that's far from the truth. I'm looking at these, very impressed by you guys. So good job. Good job, Kyle, for winning the game. You're going to get a poster and a signed notepad. And Kristen, you will be getting a signed poster as well. And Rachel, we have a crocheted duck for you, which my daughter made. So great job to everybody. I had a good time listening to you guys play trivia, and I hope you had a good time too. So with that said, if anybody would like to donate to the Dear Jack Foundation, the donations are still open through, I believe it's November 15th. So officially the 300K challenge goes till November 11th. That's the day it ends, 11/11 every year. But I do believe they take donations through the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And I only say that because this episode is going to come out pretty close to that deadline. So if you're listening and you want to make a donation, feel free. We appreciate all the contestants making a donation and Sam helping us out with this game to bring in donations for Team October for the Dear Jack Foundation. And I just want to say again, thank you to the contestants. Do you guys have anything else before we part ways for the night?
Thank you, Steve and Sam. This was so fun.
Yeah, this was really fun. Definitely tested my knowledge for sure.
Yeah, thank you both for putting this together. It's a ton of fun, and appreciate the effort put into it.
Thank you guys as well. It was fun. It was fun to watch. So everybody have a great night.